Okay. Well, now that we finally got this up and rolling.
Yeah. I still haven't thought of the intro, though. That's quite a big deal in the podcasting world, I'm told.
You're told?
I'm told.
By who?
No, I'm told. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm Freddie.
You're using your actual name. Do I have to bleep this out for you?
I thought that you were going to segue into an actual introduction.
No. Anyway.
But then your name isn't told, is it? It's Liam.
Oh, fuck's sake. Now we have to use our own names.
Oh, yeah, because the NSA is after you. And this is going on the internet.
You had to tell it, like, everyone listening, didn't you? That I'm an NSA, victim of NSA spying.
We had to tell the listener. Singular. Let's be realistic here, Liam.
I don't know. If I hadn't said fucking hell, Freddie, now we've got to use our own names, I probably would have asked my grandma to listen to it.
We both know this is going to be grandma inappropriate material.
So that was the theme tune that I spent so long creating. And it's still awful, so that's lovely.
I like it.
While I was editing that together, Freddie decided that instead of figuring out what he was going to say for the introduction, he'd sit and eat pretzels and mock me.
I was nerve-eating.
Nerve-eating.
It's the first time I've ever done this. Because I've done plays before, darling. I've been in show business. And when I say show business, I mean that I used to prance around in my drama teacher's garden for a little bit.
He made a porno with his drama teacher in his garden.
In a post-Savile world, that is something else.
Post-Savile world. Oh, in a world without Savile.
In a world without Savile.
That should be the title.
In a world without Savile.
A world without Savile. Bit of context for that joke. We still don't know what to call it yet, either.
I thought we had decided on a name.
What was the name?
Regrettable Decisions.
Da-da!
That's even worse than the fucking intro, mate.
Oh, God. It was your idea as well.
Yeah, it was.
Good
But
lord.
that's why it was.
Anyway, what are we going to talk about?
Okay, well, since this is our first numero uno, number one,
Yep.
The first, I thought we should give a bit of context. So this is going to be a weekly podcast.
Weekly in quotation marks.
In
open parentheses. Open parentheses, weekly, close parentheses, asterisk, maybe.
Well, since I'm going to university in 3 weeks, and
there will only be 3 podcasts ever. Mm-hmm.
Jinx. Liam chatting.
Yeah.
Release you from your curse.
Well,
one of the curses. The curse that I imposed.
Yeah.
I'm not releasing you from the gypsy curse. That's beyond my power.
Oh. Well, now
So,
I'm just sad.
To get back onto...
Yeah.
Get back off these tracks and onto those tracks, which are the tracks that we wanted to be on. 3 podcasts, and 3 podcasts only. Or, unless we figure out how to find decent sound quality over Skype, or
Who knows?
if you're willing to get the train to Leicester every week.
Well, it's a roller
I'm
coaster
not
ride.
willing to get the train to Nailsea every week.
Oh, well, then that's fine then.
We've just
Because I don't make any effort for you either, so...
Apart from write the theme tune, sing the theme tune. This is about what you can expect, by the way, listener.
Yeah. Listener. Dear listener.
Dear listener, you.
Speaking of
Specifically you. Sorry,
Speaking of addressing the listener, as dear listener, you've got a present for me, haven't you, Freddie?
Boy, do I. Okay, so, we work at the same place. That's where we met.
Unfortunately.
That's where we met, isn't it?
Don't touch me.
You can't prove anything.
He's dogged the pages. It's not even his book. He stole it from a customer, a paying customer.
Where do we work, Liam? Can we say
We
where
work-
we work?
I don't think we should say where exactly we work.
We haven't checked with
Our boss.
where how much we can and
I'm gonna
cannot
have to
say.
take that out. Anyway, yeah.
We haven't checked, so let's not say where we work.
Let's just say we work in a reliable...
in a retail environment.
In a retail environment. Okay, there's a lot...
Where we're retailing coffee.
I was just about to say how ambiguous that was in comparison to what I was going to say. Okay, right. I can see it.
A customer left this delightful gift for us.
What is it called, Freddie?
It's called Jesus the Miracle Worker by Peter Scudden, and it is a piece of free literature from the good Reverend Peter Scudden.
There is a picture on the back of presumably Mr. Peter Scudden himself. Esquire. He's definitely a strange fellow.
He's an old white man, is what he is. He's incredibly Christian, in case the title didn't give it away. And what this is an incredibly cheaply made piece of free literature, it calls itself, designed to reinforce your belief in Jesus. I don't know about you, Leah. Actually, I do know. Are you a Christian?
No.
Are you an atheist?
Yes.
Great. Your turn to ask me.
Are you a Christian?
No.
Are you a Muslim?
Also no. Closer, but no.
Are you undecided?
Ish.
You're an atheist,
I
right?
call myself agnostic, but I'm functionally an atheist.
You're the
Functionally
lazy
an atheist.
man's atheist.
Lazy man's atheist. Well, it's definitely not Christianity, definitely not Islam, but
A mix
but
between
aliens.
both
Aliens.
Islam and Christianity.
But yeah, a mix between both. So
Aliens. You're a Scientologist.
So that's exactly what I am.
Yeah.
So back onto Peter Scudden.
Mhm.
Remounting
Remounting the horse that we just fell off of. This will happen many
into a
times.
ditch. So, lest you think that we are simply taking the piss out of Christianity, we're not.
We're not. God.
We're taking the piss out
Oh,
of Peter
sorry.
Scudden
No,
because
can't say God, can we? Oh, that's awful.
can't do that.
Oh.
We're just taking the piss out of Peter Scudden because we feel like it,
Yeah.
essentially. So this book is about miracles and their existence, and I'll read to you the first chapter.
I'd just like to say, to preempt this, it doesn't look like a good book.
It does
not.
not.
Because I'm atheist or anything like that, but because it's just so flimsy and thin and poorly made. That's probably going to ruin the
That's the
sound
noise.
quality. Look at that. Oh my goodness me. That's
Okay,
ruined.
oh dear.
Ruined the whole recording. Anyway.
Yeah. So chapter 1, Jesus the Miracle Worker.
Mhm.
Compassionate relatives helped cancer-stricken Matty Evans into the local market hall. That's the opening line.
That's the opening line.
Uh,
Nothing yet to do with Jesus.
It's essentially a list of miracles that totally definitely happened. For example, I'd like to read you this section. In Sierra Leone, the media reported these remarkable happenings to the nation. I will never forget one of my first encounters with evil spirits from the underworld.
Oh dear. So Peter Scudden is in fact a well-known meth addict.
Suddenly, a deep-throated voice cried out, "We hate the name of Jesus. We hate Jesus Christ. We hate him. We hate him." This unforgettable event certainly opened my understandings to the workings of evil spirits and also the awesome power and authority invested in the name of Jesus. See, my problem with this is that it isn't a philosophical argument. It's a list of miracles that definitely happened and provides no structural, sound basis, any actual evidence to support his claims. It includes a chapter 6, titled "Jesus Alive?"
Ooh,
Present day witnesses. Then there's a section on what proof do we have of Jesus' true identity. This is a question I'm quite interested in. I'm going to university to study history. That's a fact you might not know about me, Liam. So it's a very interesting question, and essentially his proof of Jesus' identity is passages from the Bible. It's not that he's found any corroborating historical documents to show the existence of Jesus Christ. He's merely taken passages from the Bible. If Mr. Scudden would like to tweet at me or email me or perhaps compose a video response. Oh, his videos are something else. Oh, Christ.
good lord.
Uh,
Really?
yeah.
He's got he's got videos.
He has a website.
He has a website. Excellent.
Essentially,
Can we plug it? Is it?
Google Peter Scudden is the first link.
Okay, good.
That's SCOTHERN. Essentially, his website is a website counting down to the end of days. He is a doomsayer. Like, I didn't pick that up from the book. I had to go onto his website where it's just all about the end of days and the second coming of Christ. And there's a paragraph at the bottom of the homepage that I'd also like to read out. I wrote it down because I thought it was fucking hilarious, frankly.
Okay, that's always a good start.
If I can find it.
Oh, goodness me.
You know what? I tore out the page and put it in my pocket.
He tore it out of the notebook, ladies and gentlemen. He is a buffoon.
Don't you narrate to them? No. Her, he, she, it.
Whoever knows, like, you know...
You. Specifically you.
Yeah. Tweet us if you actually see this.
This is a direct quote from the website. Much of the early Christian church history in the British Isles in the first few centuries is unknown to most people, but amazing details have now come to light. A remarkable series of events has led to the discovery of the Holy Grail, the cup used by Jesus, and has proved to be a blessing to many. Other phenomena such as the existence of UFOs is explained.
Oh my god.
Verbatim, that's on his website. So, Peter,
right,
we'll drink to you.
That's ruined that.
That's also
okay.
ruined that, isn't it?
So Freddie doesn't know anything about audio.
What's audio?
He's actually deaf. He's a deaf man.
Pardon?
Oh, that was funny. That was really funny. Could you say another funny joke, please? Could you say a funny joke, please? So, what else have we got to talk about?
Can you tell that that this is the first time we've ever done anything like this?
We have had no practice or training.
I haven't even had a training montage.
No. All we did...
According to the movies, you always have a training montage before you do a thing.
That will do.
I'll admit it straight up.
So we're going to ride our horse into the next section here.
Which is?
We have recently watched, very recently, today in fact.
Today?
About 30 minutes ago. We finished watching...
A little bit longer than that.
Maybe. We finished watching The Room by the late great Tommy Wiseau. I don't know, is he still alive?
He is still alive.
He seems like the sort of person that would overdose on something.
He has overdosed on something. He's still alive.
He's overdosed on love.
Oh. No, not really.
No?
No. I don't know. I expect listener, you probably know about The Room, but if you don't, it is literally the worst movie ever made. Well, in discussions about the worst movie ever made, it's mentioned along with classics such as, get to show off my movie knowledge here, Edward's Plan 9 from Outer Space. Then there is Robot Monster, not made by Edward, but about the same time. I come out the same year, actually. I don't know. If you know, listener, can you correct me if I'm wrong, please?
At the end of the podcast, we'll put our Twitter names, details, email.
What's Twitter?
I think it's some kind of bird. It's a carrier pigeon.
Cheep.
Oh, it's come full circle. That is the worst little sort of
they won't know what's going on.
Bit in the film.
Right. It's truly awful. It's bafflingly bad, isn't it?
It doesn't make sense to me that something can be that bad. It's almost like if you'd raised a small child in the dark, and then when he was 39, I don't know how old was Tommy Wiseau when he...
No younger than 50.
No younger than 50.
He's wearing an astonishingly good wig.
So he comes out of the abyss of this sort of room that he's been living in. The room for 50 years. He's invented his own accent. And he's been asked by some recording studio, producing studio company, his own company. Sorry,
asked by his own company, asked by himself to make this
thing. It's almost like that. Like he'd obviously never seen a film in his life.
I think the reverse.
We've got some analysing.
Well, how about we go through the plot first?
Okay.
Let's do I know I've got a bit of trivia. We did some counting, because we maths. Collectively, how long did we go? If we put all the years we went to school together, how long would we get?
At least 5.
Great.
Yeah.
We did some counting that cannot be verified at all, unless you watch it and count it yourself, but I'm going to do that anyway. But first the plot. So what's the first thing that happens?
The first thing that happens is an establishing shot.
No.
No?
No.
No?
The first thing that happens is a little globe appears.
Oh.
And the production company's name is announced. Wizzo Films.
Wizzo Films.
Wizzo.
Inside the little globe. Can you imagine a really shitty 8-bit version of Universal Studios' sort of logo?
I've seen it. It's called Wizzo Films.
It's called Wizzo Films. Yeah.
We should explain that though. This guy, Tommy Wiseau, presumably CEO of Wizzo Films.
Presumably.
We cannot vouch for anything about him. Truly.
I don't even know how old he is. His name. I didn't know if he was dead or not, alive or dead.
Yeah, so he directed, he wrote, and he starred in this film, The Room. Shut up.
Okay.
Don't you mock my birth defect?
I'll do what I want. I own 50% of this podcast.
I think you'll find you own 75% of this podcast.
I own all the recording equipment and the computer.
And the theme tune.
And the license-free editing software. You own the clothes that you're in.
And my bus ticket.
And your bus ticket home. Which, coincidentally, is for the wrong day. So...
I don't even have a proper bus ticket, you're right.
Exactly.
Bugger. Anyway, getting back on the horse.
Okay.
Maybe sitting the wrong way round, but it doesn't matter, because we're here.
We're here.
Together.
Hello.
I think there's somebody at the door.
Okay.
Ignore him.
Is there?
No.
Okay. Well, that was useless.
I thought you were doing a thing.
No?
No.
Okay.
What?
So, Wizzo Films, the second thing that happens is an establishing shot.
Where?
Yeah. It is San Francisco, I believe. I mean, honestly, it's really hard to tell because, it's not like every single establishing shot ever in the film is of the Golden Gate Bridge.
It's every single... It's either the Golden Gate Bridge, a generic street in darkness. Oh no, there's quite a few taxis.
Or Tommy Wiseau catching a tram.
Or Tommy Wiseau. Oh, that's our first introduction to him as well, isn't it?
That is.
He's on a tram that goes
He is
fast.
on a tram. Honestly, the opening credits are flashes of names and I think about 7 or 8 different establishing shots.
They'll all go on for far too long. The first 20 minutes of this film is... I highly recommend you watch it, by the way, just to experience it for yourself. There's truly nothing else like it.
How I found out about the film was not through Freddie, it was through Nostalgia Critic. That was the first sort of
Shout
snippets.
out there, Nostalgia Critic.
Yeah, for all our listener.
For all our... all of he.
All of he.
Or she. So check out that guy. What guy?
Nostalgia Critic, my dear friend. Sort of little snippets of the film.
You better shout us out. Or...
Oh, you better. You better. I'll hunt you down. I won't. The NSA is already after me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always wanted to see it all the way through for some bizarre reason. Maybe I just like hurting myself.
It is bad, isn't it? See, I found out about it through just being alive on the internet. CinemaSins also have a very long video where they count all the sins.
I think I have actually seen that video as well.
So I wanted to I was curious. The thing is, no matter how much you think you've seen of it, if you haven't seen all of it, then it's just even worse than you can possibly imagine.
Think of Friends. Think of Friends. Friends is a very good sitcom and I rate it highly.
Really? It's incredibly... Okay, carry on.
We'll talk about that after this section.
Okay.
I think what Tommy Wiseau was trying to achieve was the same sort of set design and character relationships as the characters from Friends, but in a movie.
And
it didn't really work at all.
You managed to break both his kneecaps during the writing, is what happened. So yeah, the setup is nearly everything happens in this one room. The main character's apartment, played by Mr. Wiseau. The main character is Johnny.
The main character's apartment is played by Tommy Wiseau.
God damn it.
Yeah. So, yeah, Tommy Wiseau's character.
Johnny. That's pretty much the only character whose name we're 100% on.
Yep.
He has a fiancée called Lisa. Interestingly, first bit of trivia, the word fiancée never appears in the film. She is only referred to as his future wife or the man I'm getting married to. Misogyny is the message of this film, by the way.
Like, I don't know what was going through his mind when he wrote it. My favourite part...
Clearly.
Ketamine. and obviously the inability to see anything.
Well, he'd just come out of the abyss.
Exactly.
His eyes were overwhelmed by light.
My favourite part of this film, and please forgive me for saying this, is when Lisa, fiancée of Mr. Wiseau,
of Johnny,
obviously, announces that she has breast cancer.
No, that's not what happens. Lisa's mum tells Lisa that she has breast cancer.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Lisa,
no, it isn't.
Lisa's okay.
You said that Lisa had
fine.
breast...
Lisa's mum.
You don't want to be wrong.
Announces that she has breast cancer. And it's just the way that she says it.
And that's your favourite moment in the film.
Yeah.
Is a character saying that they have breast cancer.
Yeah.
Funny enough, it's also my favourite. It's also my favourite part of the film.
Comes out of nowhere. She says, "Oh, everyone's leaving me, and I'm dying." And Lisa says something along the lines of, "Oh, you're not dying. Stop overreacting." And she goes, "No, the test results came back. I've got breast cancer." It's just...
That's literally it.
It's awful. Like, we barely know who this woman is.
We don't know. We can't... Yeah.
What is her name?
She's been... I think it's Claudette.
It is Claudette. I saw it in the
credits as well.
The credit reel.
So the only reason we know this character's name is because we saw it in the credits.
Exactly.
And by process of elimination, she must have been Claudette.
Also another guy called Scott. Was it Scott?
Really?
Was it Scott, the guy that came in at the end? In the white shirt?
Oh god, okay. Hang on.
Okay.
Backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so the setup is that Lisa is a bitch.
Lisa is a bitch, and we will prove that momentarily.
Scientifically. With our like lab coats on, what we are wearing?
What are you wearing?
Nothing.
It's been a ruse this whole time.
Yep. Lisa is a bitch, is where we were at. So, oh Christ. She's getting married to Johnny, but then she decides Johnny is too boring because he has a good job and can support her financially. However, she thinks he's boring, so she decides she's not going to marry him and that she wants to fuck his best friend. So she does fuck his best friend. Quite graphically, actually.
Quite graphically.
There's 4 sex scenes in this movie?
I think there's 4 different sex scenes, two of which happen within the first 15 minutes.
Yep. It's just...
Yeah.
They hit you twice, really fast.
Oh yeah, definitely. Which is what happens in my sexual encounters.
They hit you really fast.
No.
Like a truck.
Like a truck.
They came
and then
in like
boom,
a wrecking ball.
And then I'm done. What? It's not got anything to do... Is that a Miley Cyrus joke?
There's a Miley Cyrus joke. Is it pop... People like pop culture references. Haven't you seen Family Guy recently?
Oh, I thought that was why we were talking about The Room.
Since it came out in 2003, it's hardly topical.
Yeah, well... She came out recently as well, actually. That's more pop culture than The Room. The fact that Miley Cyrus came out as some kind of...
Child.
She came out as a child.
She made the announcement.
Yeah.
It was quite emotional. I was watching it. I was in there.
I follow Billy Ray Cyrus on Twitter.
Who's Billy Ray Cyrus?
Her dad.
Why do you...
It's hilarious.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he just express his disappointment at every opportunity?
So much to think about. And it was... He tweeted that just after she essentially got her tits out on stage at the VMAs or something like that. I can't remember when it was.
Oh, was this the Will Smith thing? Well, Will Smith.
The Will Smith thing?
Yeah, there were these images floating around of Will Smith and company looking like this.
Yes, I think it was after that. Yeah.
And Jaden Smith looking like this.
Yeah. It was most definitely that. Oh god, poor old Jaden Smith.
Poor old Jaden Smith.
He's almost as good an actor as Tommy Wiseau.
Jaden Smith wishes he could reach the heights of Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah. But
And
he
his
can't
dad
because
will.
he's only a 14-year-old girl.
At least he's got that brother of his with the kind of pop career.
Brother?
Yeah.
Called Willow?
Go on, Willow.
Yeah.
Willow Smith.
Who whips his hair back and forth.
Oh, was that her song?
His song.
Back on the horse.
Back on the horse. It's,
Maybe that can be-
it's drinking over there, leave it be. He'll buckaroo you.
And then he'll be bloody buckarooed, mate.
He'll be bloody buckaroo. You'll be...
Yeah.
Anyway.
We
So-
know where you're at.
Where are we? We just talked about breast cancer. I think.
So, Lisa wants to leave Johnny.
Does
Why?
she? Why? I honestly still don't know myself.
It's because she's boring, but then she won't tell her... No, sorry. Lisa won't tell Johnny that she wants to leave him because it would hurt him, but she doesn't care. Which she says repeatedly, that I don't care about Johnny. I don't care about Johnny. But she won't tell him that she wants to sleep with Mark and not him. Which is very understandable if you've seen Mark. Have you seen Mark?
Mark's... Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi, Mark. Yeah.
I think I've
that
seen
Mark.
Mark. Yeah. I think when I was watching the film, I might have seen him a couple of times.
By accident.
By accident. He does sort of blend into the background. A few times he hasn't joined in with anything in the film. He sort of just
Like the happy birthday?
looked around the happy
Oh my
birthday
God.
part. Oh my god.
Or
Hopefully...
The cheek.
Cheap, happy birthday.
Okay,
Hopefully there are a few little clippets on YouTube that
on
you
the
can search
YouTube.
up.
Yep, you
If there-
definitely can.
If there are, then it would probably be called The Room Happy Birthday.
Yeah,
Happy
pretty
birthday
much.
scene. Because
Um,
it is incredible. Watch Mark throughout the scene and you will not be disappointed.
essentially, it's a train wreck on screen. The entire movie is a train wreck, just where it's pushed on only by the willpower of Tommy Wiseau. He financed the movie.
He
How
did.
he financed the movie is anybody's guess.
Is that something that you're going to talk about?
We'd need the word allegedly a lot there.
Okay. Because these
Well,
are
I can
just
bring it up.
rumours
These are
started by
unsubstantiated.
Reddit users.
Started by me.
Started by you.
Yeah, started by me. After that personal vendetta I have against Tommy Wiseau.
Many people have said that.
You're right.
Yeah.
Including Greg Sestero.
Oh, we'll talk about that. We'll have
Yeah.
to talk about that.
So Greg Sestero is the other star of the room. He plays Mark, who's Johnny's best friend and who's the man that Lisa sleeps with a lot.
His beard holds the power.
Oh, his beard holds the movie together.
Oh, yeah.
I think I can count on 5 fingers. I think I can count on 5 fingers how many things are legitimately good in this film.
One of which is the fact that Lisa's mother has breast cancer, which we've already established. Not for the reason that she's got breast cancer. Come on now. We've talked about this. Be mature, listener.
Fucking ruin everything, don't you?
Fuck's sake, listener. Jesus Christ. Sorry, you might have been
Peter
offended
Scuthern's
by
Jesus Christ.
Peter Scuthern is our listener.
Hi, Peter.
Hey.
Oh, Peter. That's another character in the room.
That is another character that was introduced 45 minutes into the film.
45 minutes into the movie, we're still introducing characters.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. Do you want to know what the reason is?
Go for it.
During this film, 2 cinematographers and 3 actors left the movie.
Holy shit.
3 actors just quit because they didn't want to handle his shit.
That's probably why the camera works so bad as well.
That's probably why they cut. No, cinematographers, not camera
Oh,
operators.
okay.
Get your terminology right, Liam.
Really sorry, Freddie.
But
sorry.
it might be a reason why the cinematography is all over the place on top
Mhm.
of everything else. The look is awful, the sound is awful, the sound, just everything that can go wrong. The sound mixing, the sound recording, there's that bit when they're in the cafe.
If you ever need to describe the term Sod's Law,
Yeah.
The Room is something that you need to reference. Because everything that could go wrong went wrong.
So badly.
It was so appalling. Appallingly bad.
And so good.
And
We
it
had a
is
blast.
good
We
because
had a blast.
it was my favourite hour and 39 minutes I've ever spent with you. Our friendship, if you could call it that.
I don't think we've
really.
set this up enough. I don't think that we talked about it. Like, if somebody hasn't seen this movie, then they're going to be completely lost by now.
Oh, I agree. But I have seen the movie, and I still have no idea what's going on.
I've seen the movie twice now.
Who the hell is the guy with the white shirt? Because his name isn't said, even.
No, he's not introduced. I assume that's to do with the actors leaving.
Hopefully it is. If it's not...
Okay, so there's... Towards the end of the movie, there's a party scene, and for some reason is the key term when you're talking about this movie, for some reason, a guy starts coming over to Lisa and trying to talk to her, like, why are you leaving Johnny? Johnny's a really nice guy. I can't believe you're sleeping with Mark. And we have no idea who he is.
Bearing in mind the film is an hour and 40 minutes long. This guy, this dickhead, right, he turns up, doesn't even introduce himself, right?
And doesn't even the decency to reach through to the television and introduce himself to me.
Hi, I'm Scott. No.
That's what all I would have needed.
Exactly.
Nice shaking hands. Would have been
1 hour. 1 hour and 15 minutes he comes into this film.
You timed it. That makes more
sense. No. I was just looking at my watch the whole time. That's probably why I have no idea what's going on.
Who are you? Yeah, so he turns up, says some things, and then goes away again. And we think his name is Scott.
We think his name is Scott. I mean, it's the most logical. Why am I talking about logic in this?
There is no logic to this.
Oh, God.
This is Tommy Wiseau wanting to make a movie.
At the end of the film, there was a guy in the credits called Scott, and I think his name is Greg Ellery or something like that. And there was a guy. There wasn't a mention of a character called Scott.
I did not hear
throughout the whole film. So
I didn't hear the name Scott once.
The most logical guess, I guess, is his name Scott.
Yeah.
Can
we talk about the Mark and Mike?
Yes.
We haven't talked about Tommy Wiseau's accent.
Oh.
The reason for so much of the confusion is because Tommy Wiseau, I think this is just how he talks. It's not the character's voice, it's just his voice. He has the most bizarre accent I've ever heard.
It's some kind of mixture between Scandinavian, Hungarian, anything you can think of.
Arabic.
Hobbit hole, little man.
Italian, British.
Yeah.
San Franciscan.
Yeah. It's awful, basically. That's what we're trying to say.
Do you want to do an impression? I wrote down some lines, some classic lines from the movie.
That you'd like me to read out in the style of Tommy Wiseau.
Oh.
He's awful. He's lost the page again. Oh, God. Oh, huge spike in the audio.
What's audio?
What?
The first one I want you to read is this one.
Okay.
So, another character being introduced who we have no idea, we've never seen her before. This is about 45 minutes in as well.
This is 45 minutes in.
Lisa's best friend is introduced 45 minutes into the movie.
This is no word of a lie.
Do you know how she's introduced? She pulls her boyfriend into Johnny and Lisa's apartment and blows him off.
Yeah, pretty much just there and then. And the way that her boyfriend is introduced, and consequently her, is that
Johnny walks into the room.
Yeah, Johnny walks into the room. No, Claudette walks into the room.
You're right.
And says, what's going on here, or something like that.
The word she says, because I remember this, is, who are these characters?
Who are these characters?
That's approximately, she uses the word characters, and I'm like,
if that wasn't such a setup to introduce two characters, that would be it, right? So this guy, Mike, I think his name is, but I'm pretty sure everyone just calls him Mark all the way through.
Other Mark. There's two Marks.
There's two Marks. One of them is actually called Mike. This is Mike, Michelle's boyfriend. Her name is never said again.
Yeah, it's just this once.
So, Tommy walks into the room.
Johnny.
I'm saying, whatever.
Okay.
Right. Hello, Michelle. I'll hurt you. Of course, Tommy Wiseau.
Spot on. No word of a lie, that's spot on.
Tommy Wiseau is a simple man. And actually meant, I heard you. But because of the way his accent is so stilted, and it came out as, I'll hurt you. Which is not what you like when he has been accused of beating women in the film. Not IRL. Maybe IRL. Who knows? Maybe that was the
allegedly IRL.
Allegedly.
Is what you're saying. We don't have a lawyer yet. We need to. Allegedly is the key word.
Yeah.
So you want to go for this one?
Okay. Chicken Peter, you're just a little chicken. Awful.
Just awful.
Just awful.
Awful.
His accent makes the movie good.
Oh, without his accent, the film would not be as half as good.
If Tommy Wiseau had a normal American accent, I would honestly think he was just doing it on purpose. Is that bad to say?
No.
I think it would. It's his accent that makes everything excusable.
Yeah, I agree. His hair is fantastic in the movie. That kind of steals the show.
His hair is fantastic. I'm going to break the rules here and tell you how many times he flicked his hair during the movie. 14. 14 times was when, probably more, was when he...
we weren't very good at counting.
The amount of times that he flicked his hair during the movie.
We only went to school for 5.
For 5. A whole 5.
Good round 5.
Yeah. And I'd like to do my bit now.
Okay, go on. It's just a routine of falling off of horses or something. I'm not really sure what that analogy means.
That's the name of the podcast. A routine of horse fallery. Horsing around.
Horsing around.
That's it.
Oh, fuck you.
Okay. So before the film, I said, mate, we should honestly consider doing a tally of how many times such and such is mentioned or seen. Do you have any suggestions for for categories? This is what we came up with. The number of establishing shots throughout the movie, the throws of an American football. So the amount of times
you've got written
hand egg is what it is. It goes in your hand and it is an egg.
What it is.
So
it's got a tiny little American inside of it, waiting to burst out.
Anyway. So the amount of times
lobbing those things back and forth.
The amount of times a character throws a football. You wouldn't think that should be something that happens a lot in a film.
Is that the top? No, it's not quite the top scorer.
It's not quite the top scorer. These are high-scoring categories, by the way. Must preempt these. Obviously, the hair flicks, which you know.
14.
14 whole hair flicks by Big T.
Big Daddy.
T-Wiz.
T-Wiz.
Also, the number of times Lisa is a bitch in any way.
Which is a lot.
That's a lot of times.
Essentially, the message of this movie is women will be bitches to you and sleep with your best friends and are manipulative. He wrote this up coming off a bad breakup.
I honestly, halfway through, I thought this isn't actually something that he's just come up with. This is something that's happened to him.
Yeah. Maybe his ketamine dealer was called Lisa. And his ketamine dealer was just like, no, I'm not selling you anymore.
Instead, I'm going to sleep with your best friend.
Well, that would be her prerogative.
Yeah. Also, awful sound effects. Awful sound effects or bad sound quality.
Like the bit in the restaurant
shouldn't be something that has to be counted, but it is.
How do you even we're not fucking that up.
Yeah, the restaurant scene is awful. All of it's awful, but especially the restaurant scene.
Especially because you can't hear what people are saying. Normally, you can never hear what Johnny is saying or Tommy.
Halfway through the film, I said to Freddie, was that a car? Was that a car that just went past? They were in a coffee shop. They could hear the car outside.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
It was terrible.
Awful music. That's a new another category.
The sex scenes don't have any sound to them because presumably the sound was not that fun, Tommy. Whoa, Tommy, steady on there.
Yeah.
Tommy, I'm warning you.
The sound isn't completely cut during these sex scenes.
That's generous.
Sex
scene is generous. Two slabs of human meat grind against each other for a little bit, and then a long bit, actually.
Scenes of backscuttling. The awful music is played during every sex scene. And the sound from the sex scene that's dubbed over is Tommy Wiseau grunting.
You never hear her. I've just
You never
noticed.
hear her.
You never hear her.
No.
Just another way in which this movie is sexist.
Every time a character has just such a lack of expression that it disgusts you physically, and that happens a lot. That is the highest scorer.
Greg Sestero, who plays Mark, halfway through the movie, he literally just... Up to that point,
It's when
okay.
halfway through he shaves his beard off, and then the acting
Yeah.
quality deteriorates substantially.
It's straight down.
And finally, Johnny is my BFF. This may not make sense, but Greg Sestero says it so often. Oh, I can't sleep with you. Johnny is my best friend.
I think we're undercounting that one. We might have been laughing, so...
I don't know.
We were probably laughing, so we didn't.
I think we probably should have put more down for the amount of times that other characters have said that Mark and Johnny are best friends. There's
Which
probably a
happened
lot more.
Like Peter said it a good few times. Scott got one in.
Scott got one in.
He got one in.
He got one in. He got several.
It's not difficult with Lisa.
Oh! Massive slut, if that's not clear. So the amount of...
It was perfectly clear, but thank you for
That's no problem.
clearing that up for me.
So the amount of establishing shots in this film is extortionate. It's 34. There's no other word to describe it other than extortionate.
You're right.
34 establishing shots.
What? Nothing.
Of nothing. Of
Not
the
even
Golden
of
Gate Bridge the Golden Gate Bridge at night.
Yep. Occasionally Alcatraz Island.
Alcatraz Island, that was a big one.
Or that weird, Roman ruin that's somewhere in San Francisco, presumably.
Hey, you can't talk about Lisa like that. Oh, that was awful. The throws of the hand egg, throws of the American football, that was 50. Bearing in mind, this is spread over a number of scenes. 3 scenes.
Just 3.
Where they throw a football around.
Not a soccer ball.
Not a soccer ball. No, a hand egg.
A hand egg.
Yeah.
Tiny little American inside.
Yeah.
Fetal American.
Fetal American. He's got his little flag. He's
at the ready.
He's got his hamburger.
He's gonna just smack his way out with his chin.
He's waving a little banner for domestic abuse.
His NRA membership is in the post.
Hair flicks we've already done.
Yeah. Twice now. 14.
14, yeah.
3 times.
Lisa is a bitch. Lisa is a big old bitch.
To everybody, including her mother, about her breast cancer.
Yeah, it's not exactly about her breast cancer.
It's brought
but
up...
every time that she is in the room with her mother... In fact, no. If your mother, tell me, if your mother, God bless her soul, told you one day that she had breast cancer, what would your response be?
I'd cry.
I would cry also. Instead,
if my mother had breast cancer, you would cry. That's
I would
humbling.
cry. Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's cool. But Lisa, on the other hand, thinks it is entirely acceptable to just
talk about her problems
with how she's fucking 2 guys at the same time.
And how one of them keeps buying her gifts and is generally quite a nice guy.
No, I'm getting so much
Except
stuff.
she can't understand what he's saying.
He's got such a cushy job. Oh, such a big amount of money flowing into the house.
But I don't love him.
But I don't love him.
Fine, just tell him you don't love him.
Bitch. 36 times she was a bitch. Awful sound effect quality. 13 times. Unlucky number 13. It was bad.
Your unlucky number?
Was that a question?
That was a question.
That was
directed
a question.
at you.
When were you born?
Huh?
When were you born?
April the 1st.
It would probably be 41 then. It would probably be 14. 1st of the 4th.
Hair flicks.
Hair flicks. 14 hair flicks, yeah.
That's your unlucky number.
Anyway.
Hair flicks.
20 examples of awful music. Probably about 6 of those during a sex scene.
We probably missed a couple as well.
Yeah. As far as the hand egg's concerned, I also counted the little sort of tosses between hands.
Well, you didn't count, though, him putting it in one hand from another. And I know CinemaSins did count that.
I did.
Oh, you did?
That's what I'm on about. The tossing between
when
the
he
two
literally
hands.
puts it in one hand and then puts it in another.
Oh, okay.
Cinema Sins counted down.
Okay. Cinema Sins.
So the actual number is much higher. Don't take anything on you here as gospel.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna leave out the number that we put down for lack of expression. It's 69, but the whole movie is expressionless. 69. So there is an infinite amount of
69.
I said that, but you. I said that during when we were watching the movie, so I didn't think we were going to use that joke because you didn't respond to it.
I didn't notice it when you said it.
It's hardly a joke.
I hear like maybe 5% of what you say.
I know.
It's your thick Tommy Wiseauan accent.
Oh, hi, Freddie. I did not hit her. I did not.
It's bullshit. I didn't. I did not.
I did not.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, doggy.
That's my favourite scene, the flower shop scene.
Oh, God, the flower shop scene.
That should be mandatory viewing for everybody.
YouTube now, listener.
Go.
The room.
Pause this.
Flower shop.
Pause
scene.
this.
Florists. Whatever.
Providing you come back.
In fact...
Because we'll feel left out if you go and don't come back.
In fact, no, we'll sort of...
That's Liam doing a thing.
Yeah.
Not sure what.
We're watching it now, so if you like to...
Join us. We can watch it together.
Yeah. So here we go. Here we go.
Oh, hey, Augie.
Oh! That's
Classic.
a funny scene. It's
unintentionally
really bad.
hilarious.
That's what I call that. Yeah, unintentional. Much like the whole movie.
Unintentional. Yeah, that's a good description. We
Johnny
didn't make love in a while. That's another one of my favourite lines.
We didn't make love in a while. Wow. English. In a few minutes, bitch.
This is seconds before he blows his brains out as well.
Yeah. It's
Spoiler.
Yeah. Spoiler. Tommy Wiseau kills himself.
Oh, we didn't throw up a spoiler warning at the beginning of it.
I can edit that in. That's fine.
Yeah. You're not going to, are you?
No. Okay. Yeah, you've written down quite a few here. I'd like to hear your Tommy Wiseau.
Okay.
And I'd like you to read out this one. He's sorting himself out. He's clearing his throat. Don't worry.
I give you 7 years of my life.
It's littered with such golden lines as this.
Thank you, honey. It's a really good party. You invited all of my friends.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So my review for this movie is 100% garbage. At the end there.
When we finished watching the movie, what is the first thing I turned to you and said?
And that's is a movie.
And that's is a movie.
And movie.
And that's is and movie.
Yeah. That's how you make a movie. We joked about how Tommy Wiseau was given a copy of this tally system, and he said 5, 10, 34 establishing. Well, if they say so, maybe I should do that.
In your Tommy Wiseau voice, go on.
5, 10, 15, 34 establishing shots. Well, if they say so.
But I live in San Francisco.
Where
can I get the establishing shot? So they know it's in San Francisco.
Oh, don't know. Oh,
Trivia
time. Because I really want to know about the tuxedo scene that was in there for no reason.
Oh my god.
Seemingly.
Are we going to talk about financing rumours?
Yes. All of the rumours about the room, because the rumours...
my bloody dig one of those joke things.
It's a nice
This is going to be a very typical episode of us, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the room allegedly should be hanging in the air here. Allegedly, Tommy Wiseau turned to Greg Sestero, his friend and confidant, and plays the supporting role of Mark, Johnny's best friend.
Yeah.
And told him that he was financing the movie by selling Korean leather coats, which on its face is a bit weird.
That is really strange.
However, if you do a little bit of digging, by a little bit I mean one or two Google searches on Reddit.
On Reddit.
Google searches on Reddit.
Yeah.
Then there are very unsubstantiated rumours that allegedly Tommy Wiseau and a organised crime group, possibly of Asian origin, used the movie The Room to launder money in America, allegedly.
Yes. We spoke briefly about it last time. And
We spoke last night.
you've got to stop doing this. Do you not? Are you okay?
No, you whispered sweet nothingness in my ear.
Okay.
Yeah, you could do that, but that was weird.
About Tommy Wiseau. And
We
his
often talk about Tommy Wiseau at night.
scuffles with Korean triads.
Alleged scuffles.
Allegedly. There should be like a sort of minute or bi-minutely sort of disclaimer. Allegedly.
Indeed. Yeah. So perhaps the movie, because the reason that it is though that for what it is, The Room is ridiculously expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen estimates that the budget was over £1 million, $1 million. Sorry, it was a couple of $1 million allegedly.
It's impossible to make something that bad
With so much money.
$1 or $2 million.
No, I refuse to believe that that film actually cost a few $1 million.
The phone that I have currently is, I don't
Costed
know,
$1 million.
probably about £300.
Yeah.
And
you could make a better movie for
I could honestly make a better movie with this phone than Tommy Wiseau did with £2 million.
The bizarre thing though is he's not even making something like one of those horrible B movies from the 80s, like a Canon Films thing, where it would be this ridiculously overdone action movie or a sci-fi movie or a horror movie.
Yeah.
And that would need things like special effects. It's an indie drama set in one place, and they fucked it up.
The setting never changes,
No.
despite the 34 establishing shots.
All you needed was a good script. No, you didn't even need that. You needed a passable script.
Yeah.
You needed a script that was on the same level as such classics as any rom-com ever.
Okay.
You want an example of any rom-com ever? The Notebook.
The Notebook.
You needed a script that was on par with The Notebook.
Okay.
And that shouldn't be that difficult.
No.
And Tommy Wiseau clearly started writing and broke his wrist with the effort.
Mm-hmm.
That's how hard he failed.
I don't want to complete. Oh.
That was exactly what happened.
Yeah.
That's a reenactment. Better than Crime Watch, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh. Horsing around for your weekly source
Weeklies.
of awful Crime Watch jokes.
That was a regrettable decision.
Yeah. Our listener may not even be from the United Kingdom. Watchdog, that was it, wasn't it? They do all dem reenactments.
I wouldn't know.
Oh, okay.
We should make this as British as possible, just in case our listener is not from Britain.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched the Archers? Listened to the Archers on Radio 4?
I can honestly say I've never listened to the Archers.
You know what the Archers is, though, don't you?
I do know what the Archers is.
Ha! Feel excluded.
Yeah. Oh, that one time when they were talking about loads of sheep. Oh, that was
Cows.
a classic.
No sheep in the Archers.
No sheep in the Archers?
Very few sheep. My parents listen. Disclaimer, I don't listen to the Archers. Calm down. I don't know what these accusations are. A press release will be issued in due course.
Disclaimer.
So,
Freddie
more room
does
trivia.
not know what a press release is.
More the room trivia.
Back to the action. Please, is this going to be about the tuxedos? Because I'm in suspense.
No, I'm going to keep that one.
Okay.
Because that's just unbelievable. The famous line, I did not hit her. It's bullshit. I did not. I did not.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
That was accomplished in 32 takes.
32 different takes.
They did 32 takes, and that was the best one.
Oh my god.
Alternatively,
Alternatively,
the editor lost the good one and went, fuck it, that will do.
Okay. That would be a much more palatable excuse for such a shoddy little scene. Oh my god, he bursts onto the rooftop, talking to himself.
With the awful
It
green
was
screen.
bullshit. I did not. And then
I did not.
Then he somehow doesn't notice Mark sitting there on the rooftop the entire time. Oh, hi, Mark.
32 takes.
32 different takes.
The character of Mark. His name?
Yeah.
He's named after Matt Damon. Tommy.
What?
Tommy
the Wizard Wizzo.
misheard Matt Damon's name. Became obsessed with Matt Damon in the early 2000s.
As we all were. I love you, Matt Damon.
If you're listening. And decided to name this character Mark after Matt Damon, but didn't know Matt Damon's name.
Oh my god.
Okay. This is a direct quote from Tommy Wiseau, which answers a question you had earlier. Why is he showing so much of himself? I shall read this in
the sex scenes.
There's a lot of himself on show, isn't there?
There's a lot of himself on show. There is, in fact, a shot where he walks away completely unclothed, and all you can see is his big old ghetto booty
His
wobbling
arse.
round.
Yeah. Well, this is probably in relation to that exact shot.
Mm-hmm.
I have to show my ass, or this movie won't sell.
Oh. This movie has not sold. The lowest cost of the movie that I could find was, I think it was $25. Yep. And you had to buy 5 beanie hats with it.
To get a DVD of this movie, you need to buy 5 beanie hats.
No word of a lie. Go onto the Room website. It's on par with something like MySpace.
Yeah.
It's awful.
So bad. It's
So
on a level of Peter Scutham's website. That's similar.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that is awful.
Except it doesn't go on about UFOs so much. Maybe it does.
Maybe it does. You never know what Tommy Wiseau's thinking.
It may well. Tuxedo scene.
Tuxedo scene. This is right.
So the final bit of trivia.
Strap yourselves in.
There is a scene where all the male characters, bar Mike, other Mark Mike,
Okay.
every male character except other Mark Mike is in a tuxedo, and they go outside. Oh no, they're actually outside, aren't they?
They are in real life outside.
Yeah, in IRL outside.
Mm-hmm.
And they are throwing a hand egg, which is dressed in tuxedos for some reason. It makes no sense. Nothing happens in that scene. There's no meaningful dialogue. No, the one thing that happens in that scene, proper Mark comes in, Greg Sestero comes in, and he's shaved. That's the
only thing that changes.
That's the only plot advancement, is the shaving of the beard.
Mm-hmm. I remember during the movie I had to pause the movie and ask Freddie what actually happened. Because nothing actually happened apart from a character shaved their little beard off.
And big beard.
It was a decent beard.
That's one of the 5 things.
That was one of the 5 things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they go outside and they throw a football around, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
The reason for that scene, in his book, The Disaster Artist by Greg Sestero, aka Mark from the Room, he says that Tommy Wiseau felt like there should be a scene where they throw a football around while dressed in tuxedos. And that's the only reason it exists.
Tommy Wiseau said that there should be... Say it again, because
Tommy Wiseau wanted a scene in the movie where everybody put on tuxedos and threw a football around. A hand egg, sorry.
Christ. Christ.
Yes.
That makes
sense.
That makes sense in terms of how bad the movie is.
Yes.
Oh my god, he wrote the movie.
And the man wanted a scene with tuxedos and a football.
No plot advancement. You'd think that by now we would be, over exaggerating this.
I've seen this movie twice. It gets worse.
It's not like a fine red wine, I can tell you that. The novelty wears off.
No, it doesn't. I'm still laughing.
I think after sort of the first 3 views of the film,
Maybe I
you'd
haven't
sort
seen
of
it 3
appreciate
times.
on like. Anyway, what are we talking about now? This.
Would you recommend this film?
I would definitely recommend this film if you are either A, drunk, B,
Yeah, we should have been drunk.
blind and deaf, and C,
A cat.
want to look at Tommy Wiseau's wrinkly old bum.
What an ass it is. Sold the movie for me.
It sold the movie for everyone in Tommy Wiseau's mind. This tiny little Scandinavian, Hungarian, San Franciscan mind. What did you think of the movie, and would you recommend it to another person?
Credit where credit is due. There are 5 good things in the movie.
Mhm.
The actor that plays Michelle genuinely is okay. The actor that plays Lisa's mum looked at the script and went, well, I'll try, and that's admirable. 3, Mark's beard, but then that gets shaved off, so I don't know if that counts.
2.5.
2.5. 4, the cake at the end is reasonable.
There is a reasonable looking cake.
There's a reasonable looking cake at the end, ladies and gentlemen. Listener.
There we go.
And 5, there wasn't a 5th thing. I was lying, and also I can't count.
I'm going to make a 5th thing really quickly, and that would be the florist scene.
Oh, the florist scene is a classic. One of my
Yes.
favourite scenes of all time.
It is, like,
Up there with the...
of all time in any movie, I might add.
Yeah, up there with the invading the beach scene in Apocalypse Now. Up there with the invading the beach scene in Saving Private Ryan. Up there with the invading the beach scene in The Longest Day.
Up there with invading the beach scene in Borat.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to oversell the movie.
Okay.
Because the invading the beach scene in Borat is true quality.
It is
True class.
Yeah. I don't want to see it again, though. That's something that I don't enjoy.
Okay, moving on.
The next section. I say next section very loosely because we had the idea that it would be fan mail or something like that, where we'd read out some fan mail.
So,
But-
and have you bastards sent us any fan mail?
No, you
have
haven't.
not.
No, you haven't.
So you dropped the ball on that one. You dropped the hand egg.
Drop the hand egg instead of throwing it, which does count as a throw still. So instead, we were thinking about asking, friends or family or something like that to write down some hate mail, so we'd read that one out. And that didn't happen either.
Did you ask
So-
your friend or family?
I didn't ask my friend or family. Friend singular, because you are my only friend. And
Well,
family.
that's tragic.
That's tragic. So what should we do instead, Freddie? Should we just talk about random stuff for the rest of the podcast, or
Well, now that we no longer have a theme, we are successfully unsaddled. We've desaddled,
we've desaddled? There is nowhere to go.
thrown our leg over.
This is
The
sounding
horse.
much more like Brokeback Mountain as it goes along. Our little sub sort of metaphor here.
Sub-metaphor. It's lower than metaphor.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible.
Yep.
Just quickly, listener, if anybody is listening, if we get any listeners, let's be honest, probably be friends and family, friend and family.
Friend and family.
Friend
So
and family.
I know I'm going to listen to it. Freddie won't.
No. That implies I've ever listened to anything other than The Archers.
Because, of course, as established in the opening theme, I suppose.
The now legendary opening theme.
Yeah, that is there forever on the internet. Never to be
Interneted.
de-interneted. Freddie is a deaf man. A deaf man.
Defo.
Defo. So, if you'd like to, you can follow me on Twitter. It's at Liam _. Yeah is YE.
I don't even follow you on Twitter.
I don't even know that you had a Twitter. What is your Twitter, my good man?
Oh, bugger. I think it's an abundance of tangents. That's an abundance of tangents.
Okay. If you don't know how to spell that, then you're quite
Fuck
clearly
off.
a mongoloid. Yeah, fuck off. Fuck off, listener.
Because clearly...
We've now lost our only listener. I hope you realise this.
Well, he was 12 and he couldn't spell abundance. What's up with that?
What's up with that? What up with that?
Go do your homework, you 12-year-old.
Right, so instead of doing the final segment, don't. I feel like your guardian, your carer. Come on, Freddie, put some clothes on.
I don't have to go to school today. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, well, once again, what should we do instead?
What do you want us to do, listener?
I'm gonna go on Twitter and
Right
search.
now. Tell us what's trending. What's trending as of now?
As of now, what is trending is hashtag Italian GP Grand Prix. That is. Lewis Hamilton extends F1 supremacy in Italy after drama over tyre. ... Championship Sunday.
Tyre drama.
Tyre drama. Trauma.
Not trauma.
Yep.
Legendary
Optic.
Studio Trauma. Shout out for you guys.
Optic is trending.
Optic?
Yeah. Phase is also
optic,
trending.
not audio. It's a sweet cool word.
I don't think it is Optic though. I think it's the YouTube online YouTube sniping group called Optic. Also, because Phase is trending as well. And then there's just lots of Rex Secco. Hello, who's this? Let's have a look.
A funny picture of David Miliband's face.
It's football. Are you into the football?
No.
No. Did you see that ludicrous display last night?
No. That bit wasn't funny.
Trouble with Arsenal.
Oh.
They always try to...
They lost to Scunthorpe or somebody.
Did they?
Who did they lose to?
I don't know. They always try to walk it in though, don't they?
Yeah.
That's the trouble.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
I football. Not.
Football do I not?
To football or not to football?
That is the not question.
The noction.
The noction? Why are you doing this?
I like compound words. I'm secretly German.
Oh, das ist nicht gut.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, that was...
Milo would be proud.
That was a German. See you later. Bye. He's gone.
He's nicked our bloody horse as well.
Oi!
Crafty
He's
bugger.
riding off into the sunset.
Good luck to him.
Good.
Maybe he can get that horse on topic.
I think that should wrap it up, really. Yeah. We said it would be an hour. We've run over time a little bit, but who cares? Because...
You can cut all this out.
I can.
Specifically you.
What did I say about touching me? So anyway, if you'd like to recommend us to your friends, don't, because they'll hate you.
God, this was crap.
And hopefully next week it will be okay because we'll have a lot of hate mail to read out. Preferably.
Since I shat all over the Christian church.
Okay.
That's us. Okay.
I may have to change it in the description. Of the
Check the
podcast.
description
Check
if you
the
want to
description.
email us.
Definitely.
Peter Scuthan, peek me old mate, me old mucker.
The old mucker.
Look down a little bit, angle your eyes downwards. Look over at your half moon spectacles at the description of this here audio file and see if Regrettable Decisions was an available Gmail address.
Would you like to end the podcast with anything?
No.
No? Neither would I, other than I am so sorry. I'm so incredibly
this was a
sorry.
regrettable decision.
It's living up to its namesake.
But, you know...
I think we can only get better from here. It could have been a lot worse.
It could have been worse. Let's take that away from this week, listener.
Yeah.
It could have been worse.
Remember that the first episode of such titans of the podcasting world, the Yog Pod, the first episode of that was absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
So
the first episode of my favourite podcast, The Weekly Planet, is also awful, although those guys have not made any effort to improve.
I think that's something that we should not do as well.
Make any effort to improve, yeah. So,
basically we're ripping off other podcasts. Anyway.
Plagiarism!
I'm Liam.
I was Freddie.
I
But now I'm free.
And I am sorry actually. But yeah, it was lovely talking to you.
We've been regrettable, and that's our decision.
Goodbye.